Listen, speak, and learn English.
Hey everyone! A massive welcome back to the Listen, Speak, Learn English podcast. I'm Emma, and I am so thrilled you've decided to tune in today.
And I'm Jack. It's great to be here. You know, Emma, I'm feeling pretty pumped about today's topic.
Oh, really? Why's that?
Well, simply because I think it addresses a problem that, quite frankly, almost everyone faces, especially when learning a language.
You're absolutely right. Today, we aren't talking about complicated grammar rules or memorizing a dictionary. We're talking about time, or rather, the lack of it.
Exactly. Or at least the perception that we lack time.
Spot on. So, here's the concept: the 10-minute daily challenge.
10 minutes? That doesn't sound like much. I mean, can you really make progress with just 10 minutes?
See, that is the common reaction. But let me ask you this, Jack. How many times have you told yourself, I'm going to study English for an hour every single day, and then you quit after 3 days?
Too many times to count. It's the classic New Year's resolution trap, isn't it? You go hard, you burn out, and then you do nothing for months.
Precisely. It's the all or nothing mentality, and that is what kills progress. The 10-minute challenge is about flipping that script. It's about consistency over intensity.
Right, I see. So the idea is that doing a tiny bit every day is better than doing a massive chunk once a week.
You've hit the nail on the head. Think about it like brushing your teeth. You wouldn't skip brushing your teeth for 6 days and then brush for an hour on Sunday to make up for it, would you?
That's a disgusting image, Emma. But yeah, I get your point. It wouldn't work.
It's the same with the brain. Language needs constant exposure. But tell me, Jack, when you think of a challenge, what comes to mind?
Usually something difficult, like running a marathon or climbing a mountain. Something that requires a lot of sweat and tears.
And that creates resistance. If your brain thinks English practice equals pain and suffering, you will procrastinate.
Oh, totally. I'm the king of procrastination if the task feels too big. I'll clean my entire house just to avoid doing a task I find overwhelming.
We've all been there. But if I tell you, Jack, just do 10 minutes, what happens?
Well, I suppose I can't really make an excuse for that. Everyone has 10 minutes. I spend more time than that just doom scrolling on social media in the morning.
Exactly. We waste 10-minute pockets of time constantly throughout the day, waiting for the bus, boiling water for coffee, waiting for a file to download.
So this challenge isn't about finding time, it's about reclaiming dead time?
That's a beautiful way to put it. Reclaiming dead time. Now, mind you, there is a catch.
There's always a catch. What is it?
The catch is focus. Because it's only 10 minutes, you can't spend 5 of those minutes looking for a pen or deciding what to study.
Right, okay, so you need a plan.
You need a micro plan. You need to know exactly what you're doing before the clock starts.
That makes sense. Otherwise, you spend the whole 10 minutes just getting ready. So, Emma, for our listeners who are thinking, okay, I'm in, but what does this actually look like in practice?
Well, that brings us nicely to the practical side of things. It's not just about reading a book.
It's about mixing it up.
Variety is the spice of life, as they say. It certainly is. So, day 1 could be vocabulary, but not just reading a list. Maybe you take 3 new words and you spend 10 minutes writing sentences with them.
Okay, that sounds manageable. Just 3 words?
Just 3. If you learn 3 words a day, that's over 1,000 words in a year.
Wow. When you put it like that, the math really works out.
It's the compound effect. Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world, didn't he?
I think he was talking about finance, but it definitely applies to learning too. Small deposits every day.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk about habit stacking, but before we go there, how do you usually feel when you miss a day of studying, Jack?
Honestly, guilty. And then because I feel guilty, I avoid it even more. It's a vicious cycle.
That guilt is the enemy. The beauty of the 10-minute challenge is that the bar is set so low, it's almost impossible to fail. And even if you do miss a day, it's easy to jump back in.
That's actually really comforting. It takes the pressure off.
So, moving on, let's talk about habit stacking. Have you heard of this concept?
I think so. Is that where you attach a new habit to an old one?
Spot on. You take something you already do on autopilot and you stick the English practice right on top of it.
Like while I'm drinking my morning coffee?
Perfect example. You drink coffee every morning, right? You don't need willpower to decide to drink coffee.
Definitely not. I can't function without it.
So the rule becomes I cannot have my first sip of coffee until I have opened my English app, or I will listen to a podcast while I drink my coffee.
I like that. It removes the decision-making process. I struggle with decision fatigue by the end of the day.
We all do. By 6 p.m., our willpower batteries are drained. That's why doing this challenge in the morning is often better for most people.
Yeah, get it out of the way. Eat the frog, right?
Well, hopefully learning English is tastier than a frog, but yes, get it done. But let's say you're not a morning person.
That would be me. I'm a zombie until 10 a.m.
Fair enough. Then maybe your stack is the commute. Do you drive or take the train?
I take the train, usually about 20 minutes.
Perfect. There is your window. 10 minutes on the way there, you put your headphones in and you shadow a conversation.
Shadowing. That's repeating what you hear immediately, right?
Yep, it's fantastic for pronunciation, and doing it on the train is great because, well, maybe whisper it if it's crowded.
Ha, yeah, I don't want people thinking I'm talking to imaginary friends. But actually, whispering is a good tip. It engages the muscles.
It does. And you know, Jack, another huge benefit of this 10-minute limit, it keeps you hungry.
Hungry? You mean wanting more?
Exactly. If you study for 2 hours, by the end you are exhausted, you're bored, you want it to end.
Oh, totally. You're watching the clock tick.
But if you stop at 10 minutes, sometimes you're right in the middle of something interesting. You stop while you're still having fun.
And that makes you excited to come back the next day. It's like ending a TV show on a cliffhanger.
That is a brilliant analogy. You create your own learning cliffhangers.
I love that. Okay, so we've got vocabulary and shadowing. What else can fit into 10 minutes? Because I feel like writing an essay is out of the question.
An essay, yes, but a journal entry, no. You can write a stream of consciousness for 10 minutes.
What's that?
You just set a timer and write whatever comes into your head in English. Don't worry about grammar. Don't stop to look up words. Just flow.
That sounds terrifying, actually. My mind goes blank.
That's the point. It forces your brain to retrieve words quickly. It's about fluency, not accuracy.
Even if you write, I don't know what to write, this is hard, I want a sandwich.
It's still English.
It's still English. You are thinking in the language. I see. It's training the brain to switch modes quickly.
Uh-huh. And doing that daily reduces the translation lag. You know, that pause where you think in your native language and then translate.
Oh, the dreaded pause. That's my biggest struggle. I'm always translating in my head.
The 10-minute free write helps kill that habit.
Okay, I'm sold on the writing part. What about listening, besides podcasts?
Music, but actively.
Meaning not just having it in the background?
No, pick one song, listen to it while reading the lyrics, then listen again without looking, then try to sing along. That takes about 8 or 9 minutes.
And it's fine. It doesn't feel like studying.
That is the secret sauce, Jack. If it feels like a chore, you won't sustain it. The 10-minute challenge has to be enjoyable.
So we are building a routine that is short, enjoyable, and stacked onto existing habits.
You've summarized it perfectly.
But what happens when life gets really crazy, like you're sick, or you're traveling, or you have a family emergency?
That's the emergency protocol.
Ooh, sounds serious. What is the emergency protocol?
It's the absolute bare minimum. If you can't do 10 minutes, do 2.
2 minutes? Seriously?
Seriously, the goal on those bad days isn't progress. It's survival. It's keeping the streak alive.
Ah, I get it. It's psychological. If you break the chain, it's hard to start again.
Exactly. Reading 1 page of a book, reviewing 5 flashcards. Just don't let the day count go to 0.
That is really powerful advice. It stops the guilt trip we talked about earlier.
Right. Be kind to yourself. You're human, not a robot. Welcome back to the conversation. So we've covered the mindset and the habits. Now I want to get into the nitty-gritty of tools.
Tools? You mean like buying expensive software or textbooks? Because I thought the whole point was to keep this simple.
Oh, definitely no expensive textbooks. In fact, the most powerful tool is probably sitting in your pocket right now.
My smartphone?
Uh-huh, your phone. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? It can be a massive distraction, but for the 10-minute challenge, it's a goldmine.
I guess that depends on how you use it. If I'm just scrolling through cat videos, that's not really helping my English.
True, although cat videos are adorable. But let's talk about digital immersion. Have you ever tried changing your phone's language setting to English?
I did try that once, but to be honest, I panicked. I couldn't find the settings menu to change it back because I didn't know the word for settings in the new language.
That is a classic struggle. But think about it. You learned the word for settings pretty quickly after that, didn't you?
I certainly did. It was survival mode.
Exactly. Changing your phone language forces you to learn functional vocabulary. Words like notifications, storage, cancel, confirm. You see them 50 times a day.
It's passive learning. You don't even realize you're studying.
Precisely. It turns those mindless seconds of looking at your screen into tiny English lessons. But there is another app on your phone that I think is even more valuable, and people almost never use it for learning.
Let me guess, the calculator? Just kidding. Is it the voice recorder?
You got it in one, the voice recorder.
Oh no. Emma, I have to stop you there. I absolutely hate the sound of my own voice. It makes me cringe.
Everybody hates their own voice. It sounds deeper in our heads than it does on a recording, but that cringe feeling, that is where the growth happens.
How so? It just feels like torture to me.
Well, when you speak in real time, your brain is busy constructing sentences. You don't have enough processing power to really hear your pronunciation errors.
Ah, that makes sense. You're too focused on just getting the words out.
Right. But when you listen to the recording back, you become the critic. You can hear, oh, I forgot the S on the end of that verb, or my intonation was a bit flat there.
So the 10-minute challenge could be record yourself speaking for 1 minute and spend 9 minutes analyzing it.
That's a brilliant way to do it. Or record for 2 minutes, listen, and then try to re-record it better. It's like doing a second draft of an essay, but for speaking.
I suppose I can get over the embarrassment if nobody else hears it.
That's the beauty of it. It's private. You can delete it immediately after.
You know, another thing I do with my phone is using voice to text, like dictating my messages.
Oh, that is a fantastic test.
It really is, because if the AI doesn't understand me, I know my pronunciation is off. I'll say something and Siri writes something completely different.
It's like having a strict teacher who doesn't let you get away with mumbling.
Exactly. I tried to say sheet the other day, like a bed sheet, and, well, let's just say the phone typed a very different word.
I can imagine. Pronunciation matters, people. But that's a great feedback loop. It's instant correction.
So we have language settings, voice recorder, and voice to text. What about social media? Should we delete it?
No need to go cold turkey. Just curate your feed. Unfollow accounts that don't serve you and follow 5 English teachers or educational channels.
So when I doom scroll, at least I'm scrolling through English content.
Spot on. If you're going to waste time, waste it efficiently.
Okay, Emma. I have a bone to pick with you, though.
Oh dear, what have I done now?
Well, we're talking about speaking practice, but the biggest complaint I hear from learners is I have nobody to speak to.
Ah, the lonely learner myth.
Is it a myth? It feels pretty real. If you live in a non-English speaking country, finding a partner is hard.
It is hard to find a partner, yes, but it is a myth that you need a partner to practice speaking.
Go on, I'm listening.
You can talk to the best listener in the world, yourself.
We're back to the people thinking I'm crazy territory, aren't we?
Maybe a little, but seriously, narrating your day is a powerhouse technique for the 10-minute challenge.
How does that work? You just walk around saying what you're doing?
Yup. I am walking into the kitchen. I am opening the fridge. Oh, we're out of milk. I need to buy milk.
It sounds a bit boring, doesn't it? I am sitting on the sofa.
It is boring if you stay at A1 level, but at B2 level, you spice it up. Instead of I am cooking, you say I am chopping the onions finely because I want the sauce to be smooth.
Ah, I see. You add the complexity. You force yourself to use connecting words like because, although, or while.
While I wait for the water to boil, I will check my email. You're practicing complex grammar structures while making pasta.
And nobody has to hear it.
Nope. And if you get stuck, if you don't know the word for ladle or strainer,
You look it up?
you look it up right then and there. That's context-based learning. You'll remember the word ladle because you were holding one when you learned it.
That sticks in the memory way better than a flashcard.
100%. Another variation of this is the photo description challenge.
I think I've heard of this. Is this used in exams a lot?
It is, like in the IELTS or TOEFL, but it's great for daily practice. You open Google Images, type in random photography, pick a picture, and talk about it for 2 minutes.
Just describe what you see?
Describe it, but also speculate. The man looks tired, must have worked a long shift. Or it looks like it's about to rain.
So you're practicing modals of deduction. Must be, might be, could be.
Exactly. You're taking a static image and turning it into a story. And you can do that anywhere. Waiting at the dentist, you can describe the waiting room in your head.
The receptionist looks angry. She might have had a bad morning.
See, you're doing it already. And it's fun. It turns the world into your classroom.
I really like that. It shifts your perspective. You stop looking at things as just objects and start seeing them as vocabulary opportunities.
That's a beautiful way to put it, Jack. Vocabulary opportunities.
But what about feedback? If I'm talking to myself and I make a mistake, nobody corrects me. Isn't that a danger?
That is a valid concern. We call that fossilization, where you keep repeating the same mistake until it becomes permanent.
Yeah, that's what scares me.
Look, for the purpose of the 10-minute daily challenge, fluency is more important than accuracy. The goal is to get the gears turning.
So don't worry too much about being perfect.
Not during these 10 minutes. However, this is where AI comes in handy again.
AI? Like ChatGPT?
Yes, you can actually write down what you said or use that voice to text we talked about and ask an AI, is this sentence natural? How would a native speaker say this?
Oh, wow. So you use the AI as your personal editor.
Exactly. It's free, it's instant, and it doesn't judge you.
That's a game changer. So you do your spoken narration, maybe type out a sentence you weren't sure about, and get instant feedback.
Boom! You've just had a conversation class with a robot.
We really are living in the future, aren't we?
We certainly are. There are no excuses left, Jack.
I guess not. So we've covered speaking solo, using tools, but what about listening? Because sometimes I listen to English and it just goes in one ear and out the other.
Passive listening versus active listening. That is a massive topic.
Yeah, I feel like I listen to podcasts for hours but don't actually learn anything.
That's because you're tuning out. We need to talk about how to make listening active, specifically within that 10-minute window.
I'd love to hear some strategies for that in the next part.
Then stay tuned because that is exactly where we are going next. So, just to quickly wrap up that thought on listening before we finish today, you mentioned zoning out when listening to long podcasts.
Yeah, guilty as charged. After 5 minutes, I'm usually thinking about what to eat for dinner.
That is totally normal. To fix that in our 10-minute window, I recommend micro-listening.
Micro-listening? That sounds small.
It is tiny. You take just 30 seconds of audio, maybe a clip from a movie or a news report, and you listen to it 5 or 6 times.
30 seconds? That's nothing.
It feels like nothing, but your goal is to transcribe it. Write down every single word you hear, even the little ones like a, the, in, at.
Ah, I see. It forces you to catch those fast, connected sounds that native speakers swallow.
Exactly. It turns passive noise into active decoding. You will be amazed at how much you miss in just 30 seconds, and it fits perfectly into a short routine.
I'm definitely trying that. It seems way less intimidating than trying to understand an hour-long lecture.
Ideally, that is the goal, making it less intimidating. So, looking back at our conversation today, Jack, how are you feeling about the 10-minute challenge?
Honestly, I feel relieved.
Relieved. That's a good word.
Yeah, I think I was carrying around a lot of guilt about not studying for hours a day, but realizing that 10 minutes is actually enough to move the needle, it's liberating.
That is music to my ears. It's about sustainability. We want you to be speaking English 5 years from now, not just 5 weeks from now.
Consistency over intensity. I'm going to write that on a sticky note and put it on my fridge.
Do it. And remember the menu we created today. You don't have to do the same thing every day.
Right, Monday could be the habit stocking with my coffee, learning 3 new words. Tuesday could be narrating my day while I cook.
Wednesday could be talking to the voice recorder or using Siri to check pronunciation.
And Thursday could be that micro-listening transcription we just talked about. It keeps it fresh.
Precisely. You're building a lifestyle, not just doing a chore.
Well, Emma, this has been incredibly helpful. I think I'm actually going to start my streak today. No more, I'll start on Monday.
That's the spirit. Start today, even if it's just 2 minutes.
Consider it done.
Fantastic. And to all our wonderful listeners out there, we hope you are feeling just as motivated as Jack.
Absolutely. We want you to join us on this challenge.
So here's your homework. Don't worry, it's easy. We want you to head down to the comments section right now.
And tell us, what is the one habit you're going to stock your English practice onto? Is it your morning coffee, your commute, walking the dog?
Let us know. We read every single comment, and we love seeing what you guys come up with.
Also, if you found this conversation useful, please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow so we can make more content for you.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode of the Listen, Speak, Learn English podcast.
We've got some great topics coming up soon, so you don't want to miss out.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small.
Keep talking, keep listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers!
Let's continue your English journey together. Subscribe for more lessons and watch this video next to practice your listening.